And then
I really wanted Cody to go in the bag.
Oh my god!
Into the body bag.
I don't even know. Yeah. I did have a weird feeling about it though, and I said it to my wife. Like when he came out with that body bag, I mean, he did write Cody on it, and I did have kind of a feeling it was going to be Cody, but 80% was like
it's going to be used against him.
He's going in it. He's small enough that in any laying form on the ground, he's going to get closed in it. And
so,
I mean,
Darby's stagger when he gets hit reminds me of Shawn Michaels. How he has that kind of drunk walk, like where he's kind of toppling over, and it gave me that HBK feel, and I loved it. I loved Darby. I really wish that it wouldn't have went to a time's up type of situation. But I guess what happened next kind of made up for that, and that was the fucking.
Oh my god!
This is 5 stars. Okay, the chair shot. Oh my fucking god! And me and you went back and forth. I'm like, I don't think that was real. Like, I think he, planned that. And you were like, no, that was real. That was a real chair. That's real blood.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going to think it that way, oh, that wasn't real or anything like that. And some people are going to be on board with it because it's like, where do you hide a squib or a blood pack or anything like that? But when they showed the replay, then you were on board because I was like, the fucking lip of the chair hit his head because of how he's aimed and how the chair came in. He turned but didn't put his arms up, but it was real quick, so it looked like it hit the back. Like if the chair was folded out proper, it looked like it hit the back of the chair. But when it's folded up like that and coming at your head, he hit the top of where the seat part is, and that clipped right in the back of his head when he turned, and you could see it in the replay, and that was fucking brutal. And head wounds bleed really quick. They could be nothing, minuscule. It could be, like a pinprick, but it's gonna run. It's gonna bleed a lot. And
the person that caused the chair shot.
That's what made me think it was real.
His name is Shawn Spears, and when he was in WWE, his name was Ty Dillinger. For those WWE fans out there.
Oh, he was Dillinger. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And a little update on Cody, because I'm sure you want to know. He had 12 stitches and no concussion. There was also a Tony Khan, the complete owner and the one that's given all the money for AEW, came out with a comment and he said it was gimmicked, but it went wrong. Mm. And I think the whole crowd was split. They didn't know what they were seeing.
You could almost see that in Dillinger's face because when it happened, he stopped, but he didn't change his face or anything. But he didn't look scared, but it was just how long he hesitated before he walked away that almost made you feel like he was about to check on Cody. And then he's like, I got to do what he told me to do, and I got to get the fuck out of here types, of however even the staging happened,
JR or one of the announcers mentioned it. They were like, that could be a felony right there if you weren't here.
Yeah, that would be a felony outside, but not in this arena. Yeah.
Right.
That was cool.
Well, all right. Well, that situation and moment, probably, topped a lot of people that were like, I'm not going to watch Fyter Fest, but when they heard he got fucking rocked, they were probably like, oh, no, yeah, I'm going to click into that.
Yeah, can't believe I missed that. I need to get in there and watch that now. Yeah.
Well, let's get into the next match, and this is the Ken, Ryu, Akuma match, the Street Fighters with, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega versus Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, and Laredo Kid. The whole Street Fighter thing was like, yeah! That brought back some childhood, gaming feels.
Oh, yeah.
The Young Bucks are just amazing. They're like fan faves. I mean, if you end up going back to like YouTube and watching the Being the Elite, it has so much nostalgia in it. They've been watching wrestling since they were little kids. I think you should go back and check some of that stuff out on YouTube. You'd probably like it. It's kind of a vlog diary of wrestlers. You want to see behind the scenes and what they do and stuff. I gave it a 4.5 star match. It was high flying. It was fucking speed. It was hard to catch everything. But the biggest pops for me was the Hadouken move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I love that's what used to be in wrestling back in the day, was people had powers because they were like comic book characters, you know? And the fact that they do the Hadouken, not even touching them, and the guys fall back, that gives me this like weird, you know, these guys could have superpowers.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, back in the day, there was Papa Shango,
Ooh.
you know, like voodoo powers, Kamala, you know. I mean, they had a supernatural feel to them, and it was intense, you know. So I mean, that also, you know, would bring anybody back, you know. I mean, I didn't even think of it the way you just said it, but now that you did, it just, you know, another aspect of how awesome they're doing in the AEW.
Right, you don't see that in WWE.
Bringing in everybody.
Right.
No, you see a lot of locker room arguments. You don't really see much in WWE. Sorry
Dude,
to
you see
hate
maybe
on it
15
like that,
minutes
but
of wrestling
ridiculous.
in WWE shows.
And it doesn't seem legit either. You know, it's like everybody's afraid to accidentally get hit with a chair anymore.
Right. Yeah, you're right. You know, they put their arms up, but that, you know, there was a lot of Twitter fans that were angry that Cody Rhodes did take a unprotected chair shot, but he's fine. Anyway, what did you feel about Justin Roberts, the announcer, doing the round 1 fight?
I fucking thought that was hilarious.
I couldn't believe they got him to do it.
Perfect. Yeah.
And here's another question I got for you.
I'm on board with that.
How did you like your first super kick party? Because I know you messaged me at one time and you were like, that's a lot of kicks. Jesus. And I'm like, it's a super kick party.
Yeah, it was all legs. It was insane. They were just everywhere. I mean, but the crazy part about it is the timing. Like, it was perfect. Like,
oh, yeah.
Shit was lined up. I mean, it is TV wrestling, but at the same time, you know, you sink into it. You get into it. It all feels 100% real while you're, you know, once you get into that phase. Yeah. And, I mean, how the Lucha Bros and the Laredo Kid did the dive towards the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega after they threw them all out, and, you know, one dove out, and then the other two, like, that was perfect. Like,
if anybody hasn't seen
so many kicks,
Fyter Fest,
so much.
It's a super kick party.
God, sorry, it was awesome. Yeah.
From start to finish, it was just some of the most high energy moves I've ever seen. The flip move tombstone, where he's got him on his back, and then the dude on his back completely flips him over and tombstones him. Like, that shit is nuts. You do not see that nowadays. Another big move was all three of them going off the top rope. I thought that was great. You barely see that any time these days either.
Yeah.
As well as Nick's reverse cutter. It looked rough, but it worked out for the best. And anybody that is interested and finds themselves, like, you know, being an old wrestling fan and trying to get back into it, AEW is coming out with a weekly show on TNT, and so far their names for it is Wednesday Night Dynamite, so that could be pretty cool.
It's a solid name. I like it.
I also want, you know, you to watch Double or Nothing, because I think that would be awesome. And another quick thing.
Twist my arm. Threaten me with a good time. Twist my arm over. Why don't you?
All right.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as I.
And in the other show news, in the you know, the daytime soap drama news, WWE, I think, is trying to combat AEW by bringing in Eric Bischoff, who created, like, the NWO and WCW and pretty much started the Monday Night War, and Paul Heyman, who is the creator of ECW, and now he's Brock Lesnar's little bitch. I think Paul Heyman's taking SmackDown, and Eric Bischoff's taking Raw, and they're also going to Fox soon. So, I mean, I don't know how all this is going to play out. I mean, they're going to stay PG they're not going to be able to combat AEW. They might be able to fix something. They might pull something out of their ass. Who knows?
Eric Bischoff is currently signed with the WWE, where he will be serving as the executive director of SmackDown Live.
Oh, he's going to SmackDown.
I don't know if that's going to be different than Raw or not, but
it is. SmackDown Live is different than Raw.
I thought so, but
and Raw's
they
3
might be
hours.
moving them around. I mean, at the same time. So
who knows what they're going to do? All I know is that this battle, which is, not even a battle yet. It's just starting. They're just like scratching the surface of this fight. But competition brings good television. So I'm still gonna watch WWE, even though I don't want to give them the viewers, because I am 100% all elite wrestling.
And I think that has an issue with it. I mean, there's WWE. Like, there's no WWF. There's no WCW. I mean, legitly, it's just them. And I think that's why it started to get weak.
And the co-host that I'm going to have when Wednesday Night Dynamite starts, he will tell you that indie wrestling is where it's been at since WWE became this giant. Okay? And he's actually had me watch a lot of these matches, these indie matches that a lot of these people that are in WWE or even AEW that have had in like New Japan Wrestling and Ring of Honor Wrestling, their characters are able to have full creative control, and they do amazing. And it just feels like when they go to WWE, and like Jon Moxley says, he's not PG anymore. And there was a Twitter thing last night that someone said, don't call Moxley Dean Ambrose anymore. That was his slave name. And I completely agree. He is no longer PG whatsoever. And I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So let's get into it. Let's get into Moxley versus Janela. Holy shit. 5 stars, hands down, cringe match of the century. I was hearing chants saying, you sick fuck, you sick fuck.
Dude, 5 stars isn't enough. Holy shit doesn't cover it. It was fucking
Their faces
awesome.
Showed real pain. I think one of the funniest things was Jim Ross going, not the socks, not the socks.
Oh my god. And then after they were off and Janela screamed, that was a fucking legit scream. There was no doubt he was not in pain. And let me just say, this is the tribute that I was saying to Mick Foley. They poured fucking Tax all over the ring, and then he takes his shoes off. No, sorry. Moxley takes Janela's shoes off, then he rips his socks off.
Not the socks,
and then he picks them up and slams them feet first into the Tax.
I'm cringing right now just hearing it.
Into the Tax. Oh my god! My wife and me, we were cringing. We're like, no, oh my god! And he was screaming. There was no doubting that match. It was.
I think Jon Moxley got Tax in his butthole. I mean, when he landed on the Tax, holy shit.
No, let's back up a step and talk about the board or the chair covered in barbed fucking
tables,
wire.
Ladders, chairs, barbed wire chairs, barbed wire boards.
But the best part of it was at a point, and they fell through the barbed wire board, and we're like, oh my god, we're freaking out and everything. The motherfucker finds another one to pull out? Who the fuck is making these? That was the question the announcer said. Who is making all of these?
They said something about like DIY awesome. and just a bunch of other stuff. Jim Ross.
Moxley's doing a DIY at home lately, I guess.
Right, never took him as a do-it-yourselfer. Jim Ross also tried to change his WWE patented catchphrase, which was, tables, ladders, chairs, oh my. So he went, a table, a ladder, a chair, oh my. I just thought that was hilarious. Some of the big moves that I noticed was the double table drop from the ladder, where Janela he jumped off the ladder into Moxley and only broke one of the tables. And another one was Janela's jump from the top rope when Moxley was sitting in the chair, and he completely collapsed the chair when Moxley moved